I will tell you guys my story. I'm also married to an eldest son of a Hindu family. All of this, if the eldest son is a piece of the family automatically becomes a piece of I admit sometimes it becomes overbearing for me, that sometimes I question the few, why do you need to do this, why do you need to do that? Of course, marriage is all about doing it together, right? Being one. Hello everyone, Namaste. My name is Mary and I'm a Filipina married to an Indian man. So today I thought of an interesting topic, or so I thought, for foreigner wives who are already married to an Indian man. And I would like to add also that this is highly informative for any foreigner woman out there who is planning to marry an Indian man, especially if he is an eldest son in an Indian family. And I would like to make this clear that this strongly applies for a Hindu family, since my husband came from a Hindu family and I'd like to focus on that topic only. Quick disclaimer, all of the things that I'm gonna point out here are from my observations and experiences. It might or might not be the same for you, and of course it doesn't apply to whole India. So if you have experienced the same situations as me, as the things that I listed here, then high five. I mean, comment it below guys, so that I know that I'm not alone. The number one responsibility is look after his parents who are getting old. The prime duty and responsibility of an eldest son in a Hindu family is to take care of his aging parents who needs care and support. That's what I like in these practices, that there should be at least that one child who will take care of their aging parents. Because come to think of it, if there are no practices like that, the children will just keep on passing on responsibilities of who will do this and do that. Like for example, your aging parents needs medical bills also in the house, electricity and things like that, allowances, food and stuff. They will just keep passing on responsibilities like, oh, Maria should do this, or like Carla should do this, Carlo should do this. Those kind of, passing on responsibilities, because there's no rule of who will really take care of the aging parents. Especially in the Philippines, like it happens a lot. For some, yeah, it can be understandable that they build their own family already, they have their own kids, life is hard also. Like, let's be real guys, like this is just a hard pill to swallow, that when children becomes an adult, they become too busy with their own lives, too busy with their own family, with all their problems and stuff, that they forget their aging parents. Oh, no. It happens a lot, like really it happens a lot, especially in the Philippines, and I've seen it and I've heard a lot of stories about it, and for some I've experienced it also. So anyway, it's already prefitted in their culture that the eldest son is the one who will take care of their aging parents. The younger brother can just go somewhere and live separately and can do whatever he wants and build his own family somewhere. But that's not how it happens to the eldest son. But of course, there are also a lot of exceptions on this kind of thing. Like if the younger brother and eldest son talks together, like because for some reason the younger brother wanted his parents to live with them, or there could be some situations like we don't know, then they can do that also if they talk each other. But in any case, this responsibility automatically being handled by the eldest son. And most of the Hindu son, like eldest sons, also wanted to take care of their aging parents also. Like it's on their blood already that, yeah, I will take care of my mom and dad like that. So it's nice. So the next is to look after his brother, sister, and guide them. The eldest son is like the role model for the younger sibling. He takes care of them financially, emotionally, and economically also. As long as the brother and sister is still in the same roof as them, it is the eldest son's responsibility to look after them. For example, if he has a sister, he will have the most role in taking care of her wedding and the dowry. What I mean to say is he will be involved more compared to the other siblings in the family. And sometimes it comes to the point that they spoil their younger siblings because they give them too much attention and care. Because in India, the brothers here are really overprotective of their sisters. Like if he will see his sister with some random guy, he will confront the sister directly or scare away the guy that she was with. So that's how they are here, and they don't like other guys around their sisters. They are really overprotective of their sisters. Yes! Now, if he has a younger brother, he will most likely be the one who will take care of most of his actions. What I mean by this is, if by chance the younger brother did something wrong and it called upon the neighbors, people, or some police because apparently he did something stupid and he was involved in some stuffs, then the eldest brother will be the one who will come forward, face this kind of problem to those people who are complaining about the younger brother. So stuffs like that, you know what I mean. So he's like the cleaner of this mess. The cleaner of his mess. That's how it is in a simple terms. Next is the financial responsibilities of his own family. It's already given that once he earns, it goes to the house. No more shit about what he likes and what he wants. He takes care of the affairs in the house first, like the bills, the maintenance, the grocery, and savings and stuff. And if he has some extra on that will also goes to the saving, if the mother wants some gold, then he will buy for that, some investments, or if he has a younger sister, then put it on the side for her dowry, stuffs like that. But obviously guys, this doesn't apply to everyone because there are others, eldest brother also, who will spend on their vanities. But most probably the eldest son will feel guilty about spending money on the gadgets that they want when there are a lot more pressing matters to take care of inside of the house, like much more needed financial need in the house, and then he spend it on some gadget, then he will feel guilty about it. So all of these stuffs affects to his decision making process in how he spends his money. I already mentioned this in my previous video that he is also the one who will shoulder the expenses of his siblings. By expenses, I mean, money to hang out with their friends even though the sibling is already old enough to have his own work. For example, if the sibling is already like 26, 27, 28 years old, and that is really a good, perfect age to have his own work and to take care of himself, but he still doesn't have work, then the eldest son the one who will give something or provide his needs, give some financial needs. If by chance that brother also has like credit card bills or any loans, then the eldest son will take care of it. Because what can the younger brother do? Like, he doesn't have work. What can you do in this kind of situation? So yeah, it falls on the shoulder of the eldest son. And that's, people, is the bond between the brother and his younger siblings. It's really strong. I cannot even break it. So, joke. The next responsibility is take more part in every task related to festivals, relatives, and house customs. For example, when there is a guest coming in the house, the eldest son is the one who will accept the guest together with his parents. They will sit together with the parents. He will also be the one, or his mother, who will ask things from his younger siblings to do this and do that, just like a commander in the house. And it's always preferred and best that the eldest son is there whenever there's a family festival or gathering, like who will sit there. His behavior is the face of the family. If the eldest son is a piece of the family automatically becomes a piece of If by chance the eldest son is decent, like he respects elders really nicely, has a good reputation, and he has a job, he has work, he works in a good company, he earns a lot of money, the family's face automatically becomes well and respected. People will talk like this, do you know now that the son of Rajma became an engineer now? Now he will help his family grow, and wow, that's really nice. Like that, they will talk good stuffs about your family. Meanwhile, if the younger brother is an a-hole, it does. What I meant by a-hole is that if he is lazy, doesn't have a goal in his life, and he pretty much relies on his father or his older brother father. In other words, he's like a useless kind of son. And it's much worse if he already has a wife and still he's lazing around, doesn't do anything. It doesn't really matter as long as the eldest son is successful. Like, it's nice, respected, and things like that. This is how people will talk. I hear that the youngest son of Rajma is going here and there and doesn't have work. And then people will say that it doesn't matter, you know, his eldest son is doing well and has a good job. They might be doing good now and making good money for all of them. Those stuffs. That's how they talk. It is really important that the eldest son is respectful toward his elders because they talk a lot about it, and you know it already that he is the face of the family, right? So what he does affects the whole image and the family's reputation. Never tarnish the parents' reputation and build trust and try to get back equally or more than what they have given. I believe I have already mentioned this a lot of time that the behavior of the eldest son is directly proportional to the family's image and reputations to the society, right? And no matter how good the father is, if the eldest son is a piece of and an a-hole, then the father's reputation becomes really low also and not well respected. That's how it works here in their society. The level of respect that he will receive from people will, you know, go down. They might say good things about you in front, but you know, behind the back they talk really bad shit. They talk a lot, gossip a lot about your family also. But if his son is respectful and have a nice job and earns a lot of good money, then the respect will be high and more people will come and mingle with them. So that's how it is, and I saw it happen personally. I've seen it personally and I heard a lot of story about it in our place. Like there is this, the father has really a good business, making a good amount of money, and the father invested a lot in buying real estates, around 7 houses, lands, but the eldest son doesn't have work. He just relies on his father. So yeah, people talk about it like his son is like useless, doesn't do anything, you know, just relying on father, like that. And the image of the family becomes also really less because of that. So really, the behavior of the eldest son is directly proportional to the reputation of the whole family. That's how it is. Not letting anyone out know everything from inside. What goes inside stays inside. It is his responsibility to keep everything in control of what's happening inside of the house. Whatever is happening inside of the house, if you guys have feud, you know, brother or sister must be having feud or things like that, it's not nice when the other people know about this. So whatever happens inside of the house stays inside of the house. And if in case things got out of the house because of whatever miracle that people knows what happened in your house, people gossip a lot, so you will get shocked that people knows about this that happens in your family, which is kind of like a negative thing for people to talk about. Then it is his responsibility, the eldest, and well, anyone in the family, but eldest son's responsibility is to making it straight and stop the rumors. Yes! Stop all such rumors so that the people will stop talking about it. You know, the father can do that also, the mother can do that also, but if one of the member of the inside of the family will, you know, stand up and talk about it, then people will stop talking about it. Just give them a straight answer, because you know, gossips and rumors is kind of like deadly, especially here. Like people talk a lot. So yeah, gossips are just theories from people. So if you make it straight to them, give them the straight answer, then they will stop talking about it. Maintain or grow the family status economically and mentally. You guys must have noticed that all of the listings that I put it here, like it sounded like how the family will look like in the society, right? And that is how it really is here. People try so hard to look good in front of other people. I mean, there are lots of people that I've met here that brags a lot, who says a lot of fancy things about their life without the basis in real life. In other words, they are trying to look good in front of you to gain those kind of respect. Anyway, it is on the eldest son's responsibility to grow his family. He will find a lot of ways at least to improve the life that they currently have, or maintain the life that they have. I mean, if you are a good son, it's already given that you would want your family to grow from where you are, right? Especially if you come from a poverty, you really would want to lift them up from poverty and make your family experience a good life also, right? If you are a good son. So that's all, guys. That's all of the listing. I have to mention also that the wife of the eldest son shares the same responsibility in the family. Meaning to say, if the wife did something wrong, then it affects the whole family also. If you're marrying an eldest son in the family, you're not only marrying the eldest son, you are also marrying into his family. That means to say you really need to get along with his family, like your in-laws. Future in-laws follow the traditions and the practices, and you really cannot get away with living separately with his parents, because it is really befitted already that the eldest son takes care of his aging parents. There are lots of people, like especially foreigner wives, who have an issue about this, living together with their parents-in-law. So if you are one of them and you are uncomfortable in this kind of setup, then you better make it clear with your partner, especially if your partner is the eldest son in the family. So I will tell you guys my story. I'm also married to an eldest son of a Hindu family. All of these responsibilities is true. My husband follows all of this. That's why I listed all of this. Yes! All of the things that I told here are kind of scary, right? And wow, that's really a lot of stuff to carry on his shoulder. Yeah, I know it's hard, but the most important thing in all of this is the ability of me and my husband to talk, compromise, and we find a common ground to deal with all of these matters. I understand that he has all of these responsibilities in his shoulders, and I admit sometimes it becomes overbearing for me, that sometimes I question the few, why do you need to do this, why do you need to do that? Because to be honest, all of these responsibilities are not easy, they are quite hard. But even after all of this, I never really thought or feel less of the care, attention, and understanding and patience that he has for me. He really tried so hard to meet the common ground with me, like of what I can do and what I cannot do. There is something that bothers me. I don't like that, I don't like doing this and don't like that. I will tell it to my husband, and he will just tell it to me why it is really important to do this. And then he will make me understand that this is mandatory and this is not mandatory. Then I will do what is mandatory, and if it's not mandatory, then I can do twice, thrice, 4 times, but not always. Those kind of stuff. Any foreigner wife of an Indian man can understand what I'm trying to say here about the practices that they have here. Okay, so I guess the best part for that is that one, and also the biggest part is my parents-in-law are ever so kind to me. They are so caring and loving. They never imposes anything on me to do this and do that, like don't do this and do that. They never do that. Like the first time I came here, I'm telling you a story. Like the first time I came here, in a Hindu family, there are days where you cannot eat anything non-veg, right? As a meat eater, like non-veg eater, like almost every day in our house there back in the Philippines, like it's hard for me because most of our dishes there in the Philippines will always have a single piece of meat there in the food. Even though there are a lot of vegetables, we still put a little bit of shrimp, a little bit of fishes and meat there inside. So it's hard for me to suddenly have a shift, cultural shift and practices that I will be having. There are special days where I cannot eat anything non-veg because it is really important, and my husband explained it to me and things like that. And I would just want to let you know, guys, that I can only eat non-veg during Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and this is 4 days in a week, so it's really more than enough for me, and I'm satisfied in this kind of settings that at least I still can eat it, unlike any other Pinays that I hear there that they cannot eat in some days. That must be really hard. I cannot I don't know. as I've heard, some stories about Pinays marrying an Indian man, so they really cannot do that. So I'm really lucky with my in-laws and how my husband is so understanding on me. So, it means a lot to me. So really, I'm so glad like that. And during my clothing, of course, in the first, I find it hard to really adjust in the clothing because I'm a person who wears short sleeves, spaghetti, those kind of shorts because it's really hot there in the Philippines. Here in India also, it's also hot, much hotter in the Philippines, I guess. That's what I think. But when my husband came to the Philippines, he said that Philippines is so hot, it's hotter than India, right, Bena? But now it's fine for me. I like the clothing in India's now. The kurtis, I'm starting to wear all of those stuff. And as a wife of an Indian man, you really need to mingle with other people also. Like they have a wide range of relatives and friends. You really have to talk to them, to drop by to them and then visit them like that. If you are a type of person who doesn't like that, then you have to talk it out with your husband to be and with partner to be. So as the foreigner wife, it is really important that you have to have patience and understanding on this. And the same is true also applies to the Indian partner. Yes! Because of course, marriage is all about doing it together, right? Being one. I just want to add my thoughts on this, that it's not right that the foreigner wives are always the only one who will adjust on this kind of relationship, because I highly believe that both should compromise and agree on things, however small it is, because it will just keep on building things inside and eventually it will burst out. Like if you keep burying everything deep within you, sooner or later you will feel like the pain is slowly consuming you, making it hard to physically breathe or normally function at all. So you won't be able to move on. Those feelings will be the anchor to your most painful moments, and it will keep you tied to the past that you need to leave behind and move on. But you can't just fucking move and live life normally with your other half the way you used to do, and it's aching and hurting everything inside you, and you just keep on dying a little every day while the other half is unaware of that thing. So make him aware of those things, put it on the table, talk with him, because even the brightest star gets engulfed in the darkest night. And if you marry an eldest son, be sure to always be there for him and really be understanding about the situation, because look at all of the responsibilities that he has. It must be hard for him, like really big stuffs. And I've literally seen my husband going crazy, and sometimes it becomes too much for him because there are issues, problems inside of the house, and he really needs to churn his brain off to find a solution for that. So the best thing as a foreigner wife or the wife of an Indian man, an eldest son and this mother, is just to really listen to him. Give your ears and just listen to him. It works a lot of time because the only person that he can tell all of his worries and problem is you as a wife, right? So listen, appreciate his work, and don't belittle him. Wow, this is getting serious. So that's all, guys. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you guys learned something from here. And please subscribe this channel for more videos, and if you like this video, please click that thumbs up button. See you in the next video. Bye.